We're back at NPE 2013, and we're standing with Don McCain. Don is the sales manager for the product you just saw the logo for, Liquitube, and this is an amazing product that belongs in the tires of pretty much every sweeper. If you're not running some kind of a sealant, then you're having way too many calls out in the middle of the night and tires going flat. And of the tire sealants on the market, let's just find out why Liquitube is a product somebody would get.
Well, thanks. The product number one is it's a self balancing on anything 10 ply and up. So on a semi tire, this is actually going to balance that tire, and it's going to seal larger punctures than what most are, maybe 3/8 of an inch, close to ½ inch puncture. It's going to cool the tire 35 degrees going down the highway. That means you're going to need about 25% longer life out of the tire. But any kind of pneumatic tire, you can put this in. It's going to seal it and keep it from having flats. And that's the whole objective, that you want to be able to have no downtime from flat tires. Going to help you reduce probably anywhere from 30 to 50% on your tire usage, depending on the particular tires. Like skid steer tires, usually you'll get about twice the life out of a tire like that. Seals large punctures. The more plies to the tire, the larger the puncture. Let me stick this tire over here and just show you. This tire's already got it in it. It's got our Liquitube in it. Liquitube actually coats the entire tire and rim. It becomes like a liquid inner tube. That's why we call it Liquitube. When you jab something into it like that, like
that employee that you hired last week, seems so good at the time.
You wanted to backstab. There it is. Anyway, that actually has been sealed around by our product, so no air is coming out of the tire. Once you remove that product, once you remove that probe out of there, I'm trying to do this so you see it. Once you remove it out of there, you hear the air coming out. Just a little rotation, and it makes a plug in this place. So the product is inside. It produces a plug.
And look, I'm going to put my hand down here so you can see what we're talking about in terms of what he just put in there.
Yeah, in a small ply tire, it'll seal 1/4 inch puncture every time. Like I said, the more plies to the tire, the larger the punctures it'll do. It's been known to do a 3/4 inch rebar puncture on a skid steer tire.
My goodness.
Where guys are paying $400 to foam fill one of those tires, they only need about $40 worth of our product, and they get to keep the air instead of having a hard non-suspension tire on their vehicle. Also adds 200 pounds to that tire, where ours adds about 4 pounds. So big trade-off in money, and the fact you don't tear your equipment up, you don't tear your back up. Also been known to, on big combine tires, which are larger than that big tractor tire, to do like 1 1/4 inch antler puncture on it.
My goodness.
So the more applies to it. We've even had large coal producing companies. We have a large one out west that used our product that said it's reduced their tire usage by 30%, their flats by about 90%. And they've actually had a couple tires they took off that had railroad spikes inside of them. So on a 56 ply tire, it's going to do a large puncture on that. Okay. Sold this to a lot of municipalities around the country for their street sweepers. And this has been huge in the street sweeper business because of the 2 tires running in the gutter all day long. And you might get 30, 40 punctures where you patched it, then you can't patch a patch. What do? Well, if you'd have put this in ahead of time, you would never have had a flat in that tire. Because you could pull tons and tons of nails out. One particular incident I had, they were getting 2 to 3 weeks out of some of their tires. Now they're getting 2 to 3 months out of those tires because they're just leaving the nails in half the time because it seals around it, but once they pull it out, it will seal it. So Liquitube is the answer to your maintenance on tires. It's the 2 biggest expenses a company has is tires and fuel. We're going to save you on your tires. We're going to save you on your downtime from flats and those types of things. And we're also going to save you fuel economy because if a tire is properly inflated, you're going to get your best fuel economy.
It makes perfect sense. Now, on a street sweeper application, we spoke about some cities, and instead of using their names, so we don't have to ask permission, we're just saying municipalities around the country. But in a street sweeper tire, about what kind of dollars are we talking to?
Well, on an 11-22.5, which would be a semi-type tire on your larger sweepers, that particular tire takes 45 ounces. Your cost is going to be between $15 and $17 if you install it yourself. It costs you more than that to balance a tire. But this is going to balance that tire and keep that tire from having a flat.
And just about how much is it when you get a call in the middle of the night and they say, we've got a flat, and of course it's raining that night, or has that turned to hail?
Yeah.
Your night has turned to hell, we know that. But anyway, thank you very much for that. And Don, tell me how we can get there to see about this.
Well, Liquitube is sold in 118 countries. We ship it out of our country everywhere around the world. We make it in Atlanta. It's U.S. made. The product, like I said, ships as a non-hazardous product. That's the other good thing about it. Will not rust your rims, washes out with water, EPA approved to wash down the drain. So it's a product that you can buy at different hardware stores, different tire places that carry it. There, even in the Nashville area, there are several that will install it for you if you come in and ask for Liquitube. Otherwise, you can go to our site, liquitube.net, www.liquitube.net, and you can find one of our regional managers who can tell you where a distributor or dealer is in your area for you to buy the product.
Okay, well that all sounds great. Thank you very much, and I hope NPE has been a good show for you. It sure seems like it has been.
It's been a great show. I appreciate you stopping by.
All right,
Thanks
again.